Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you are not, and welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. Today, I just want to do a pick a card reading. Just messages, relevant messages, what you need to know now. There's a lot going on energetically, etc. And I'm just feeling compelled to find some messaging, perhaps some guidance, some insight, some awareness. So what I'm going to do is grab 3 of these oracle cards, and you can choose from these oracle cards. And then we'll just roll through with the decks. I know some of you like to pick with crystals. Let me put those in now. Okay, so you have number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1 is this amethyst. Beautiful. Number 2 is this citrine. Number 3 is this sodalite. So here's the thing. This is where your intuition becomes part of the magic of this reading. So just allow the card or the crystal to choose you, right? Don't overthink it. Don't overreach it. Just allow it to happen. And we'll move forward in just a moment. All right. Hi, pile number 1. Those of you who chose this beautiful amethyst. Let's see what your card is here. So you have crescent, the waxing air moon, shoots, right? The idea. So this is fire energy, right? This is about impulse and how you can't wait to do a thing, right? So this is about movement, rapid forward movement based on that kind of think it, do it action. And the key here is there's an expectation with this energy, right, that moves from idea to action in a very, very quick way. So the key here is that we're operating on vision. We're operating on inspiration, right? And that's a beautiful thing, let's be real. But it can also kind of get you into trouble if you're just moving without thought, right? So let's keep that in mind. Yeah, let's keep that in mind. But let's also grab some other cards here to see what this means. And here's the other thing that I do need to tell you. This is a general reading. It will not and cannot resonate with everyone. So if this pile felt like your pile, but these messages don't feel like your messages, that's okay. You have full permission to choose either another pile or a different reading. I have many pick a card readings. Or it might just not be your day. Oh yeah, look at those wands. But at any rate, please, if it doesn't resonate with you, do not pick it up. Do not feel obligated, and don't try to shove it together to make it fit. If it doesn't fit, if it doesn't resonate, it's not your message, and that's okay, right? That's okay. Wow. Okay. Pile number 1. You have the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. Okay, so let's talk about how we just had the conversation about what might get you in trouble, right? So whatever it is that your heart is needing or desiring or asking you to move through at this point in time, there's always that conversation that you want to have with yourself about whether or not this is the right move, the move that will support your highest and best, right? Critical. These are critical things to ask yourself. You know, it's beautiful to live in the embodiment of your desires. Yeah, but it's also important to understand what you're doing and why, right? And so moving forward, oh, look, we got a double. Okay. So moving forward in that, like, just absolute take charge movement, that this is where I'm going and I know it, right? I'm clear without perhaps actually being clear, right? What you get here is the Chariot, which, you know, the Chariot is an important card when we're talking about things of this nature, because the Chariot reminds you, like, if this is your movement, right, you're balancing head and heart, love and logic, thought and action. What has to happen is that as you have the reins to both of these horses, you have to keep balancing them. You have to keep checking your progress, checking your motivation, checking your trajectory. Otherwise, what happens is you start to veer off course, right? And that can be really challenging. So the Chariot is about certain movement, right? Great movement. But you also have to understand that sometimes an impulse is just that, an impulse, right? And so how is your plan going to come together, especially when you have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords, right? Ideas, deception, right? And so in this way, right, you're being offered an opportunity to come back to your heart space, right? In all those places where you have devoted yourself to something that maybe felt great in the get-go, like that fiery spark was wonderful, but as you progressed, things didn't go as planned in terms of how it felt, right? It didn't feel quite the same as it did in that initial spark. I will be doggone, y'all. Listen, so you guys have so much fire in this reading. I mean, I love it. Right. So what you're being offered is an opportunity to kind of reassess this idea, reassess where your energy is being devoted, right? So if it feels like you're going around in circles in any places in your life, what you're being advised to do is, like, call yourself out, take a minute and really assess what it is that you're doing, not the why, right? The why, that's going to follow, but figure out, what am I doing here? Like, what is my goal? What is my end result? What is my long-term plan? Because whatever it is that you're devoting your energy to might not be feeling like it's the right thing. And guess what? That's okay. You have two aces sitting here, which are absolutely always going to give you the opportunity to come in and shift and change anything that needs to be shifted and changed, right? Those aces are saying, here you go, right? Have this. And then all you have to do is gratefully grab that and put it into motion. You have plenty of motion here, plenty of motion, right? But that motion is asking you, what is your goal? What is your long-term plan? And the key here is, you might not know it. It might not be clear, but you're really being offered an opportunity to find your clarity and then devote yourself to it, right? So there's a difference between fire devotion, which is momentary, right? It's like motivation. Fire devotion is like motivation. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to do that. But then earth devotion, pentacle devotion, which, and you have both. Let's not overlook that. You have both of these, right? You've got both aces, fire devotion. You also have earth devotion. And the key here is that earth devotion says, this is what I'm choosing, right? This is what I'm choosing because it makes me feel good, not because I'm on fire about it. Those both might be true. Both might be true. But it has to be sustainable. It has to be registering in your heart space in order for you to devote your everyday to it. Otherwise, you know, you're kind of being shown that if that's not working for you, if it feels like work, if it feels like it's turning into some kind of nonsense and you don't love it, right? So here's the deal. I'm getting seven of Swords clarification. So this is the Tower. So there might be something that comes in and just in an instant you understand, nope, this is not it, right? So that energy of, here's the thing, fire can burn anything, right? Fire can shift course and light something else that you didn't expect. So there might be some of that happening for you. There might be a kind of shift in terms of, oh, as I move through this or toward this, I understand that my trajectory might be off anyway, right? I might not be moving in the way that I want to move. And so if that's the case, how am I going to adjust my trajectory? Well, guess what? You're going to just make the choice to put down what you've been doing, to move away from what you've been doing, and to devote yourself in that earth energetic, right? This is how I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. You have kings here, again, that are telling you, you absolutely can do that with no problem. You also have this beautiful divine pair, one under the other, right? So you have the King and Queen of Wands. So if this is a relationship issue, what you're being advised to do is to approach it in a new way, right? Find something different. Find the places where you're not in alignment with yourself, not in alignment with the relationship, where you're not in alignment with yourself, and see where you might be moving in a different direction, and see if it's possible to come back together. The crux of this relationship, the crux of this reading is work, is your choice, is your devotion to what you do every single day. This is my craft. This is my chosen path, right? And all of this is supporting you to come into this energy of, this is how I'm showing up every single day, right? And so whatever it is, you're just being asked, are you sure? Are you sure that this is your choice? Are you sure, right? If it's not, it's going to explode itself and exit from your field. But if it is, you're being invited to deepen your embeddedness, right, as part of whatever this is. I would like to get a message. I would like to get 30, actually. I'm going to do one on the Chariot, one on the 8 of Cups, and one on this Ace of Pentacles. So let's grab those quickly. Right, so, okay. If your message on the Chariot is about strength and ego, this is, am I doing this just because I think that I'm supposed to, right? Did it, like this is like, I made this choice a long time ago and now I'm holding on to this barbed wire even though my hands are bleeding just because this is what I chose, this is what I chose, this is what I chose. Well, guess what? You can open your hands and adjust your trajectory in any way that you want. That's how this works, right? Okay. And so then on the 8 of Cups, you have they are waiting for you. So they're waiting for you to make a decision. Whatever this is, if this is a relationship, whoever you're in that relationship with is sitting there waiting. Are you going to stay? Or are you going to go? It might be, are they going to stay or are they going to go? But there's a decision being made. It seems like this, whatever it is, in general feels terrible. If it's just a you thing, that's definitely great. But you're being waited on. The universe is waiting for you to make your decision about what it is that you're going to do. And then this Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity. Again, because we're sitting here waiting, right? We have the balance and which way am I going to go? Am I going to leave? Am I going to stay? Well, the Ace is sitting here. It's sitting here waiting for you, right? Maybe. What are you going to do? Maybe. You haven't made your decision yet. You haven't made your decision yet. So I'd like a couple of cards on your decision-making process. What is it that's got pile number 1 held up, right? Where are you lacking your invested energy? Where are you lacking that enthusiasm, right? What is this about? Right, so you have the Star. Actually, really interesting that you have the Star and the Tower. And, oh, and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so, okay. So what it is, can I do it? Can I rebuild my life? I'm afraid, right? This is just plain old, I'm afraid. I don't know if I have the energy to rebuild. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to be confident and whole unto myself. But you're having some fears around that, right? And guess what? Pile number 1, that's okay. Oh yeah. So here's the deal. Whatever you are afraid of, you have all of the capacity to manage it, right? You have 3 aces. So if you're looking for something in terms of the way to begin, or an indication that you can begin something new, whether it's retooling your trajectory jointly, or whether it's I have to step out on my own, right? This doesn't have to be a relationship. Please remember that. This is for a lot of people. So in whatever way you're being invited to step forward, I mean, the universe is saying to you, listen, you have all this energy. And what's happening is the universe just doesn't know where your foot's going to come down yet, right? Because you don't know. You don't know where your foot's going to come down. You want to move, but you're a little afraid. You want to devote yourself to this, but you're a little afraid. Well, here's the thing. Once you decide, the universe is going to move everything in order to support you, right? So you're waiting for you. You're waiting for you right now. I would advise you to get very quiet and answer yourself, right? Look in your heart for those answers. You have all of these aces. You have so much support waiting for you right now. And no matter what, as long as you make this choice and make it to move forward, right? Make it the thing that's going to fill your cup, heal your heart, fill your soul. You can't lose, pile number 1. You can't lose. Yeah. Hit like, hit subscribe. You are supported. You're supported here. And no matter what you decide, you're going to be fully capable of devoting all of your energy toward it, right? It's coming. It's coming for you. All you have to do, and I say that with my tongue in my cheek, because all you have to do, the hardest part is that making that decision, right? But you can do it. Get out of your own way. Stop telling yourself you can't. Instead, witness all of the energy around you that says, but of course you can, right? Of course you can. Pile number 1, good luck. Come back, let me know how it goes. Take care. Okay, pile number 2, those of you who chose the citrine. Let's see what you chose. All right, you chose Artemis. Beautiful, 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 right? Artemis, the goddess Diana. Lovely. That's wonderful. Yes. So, you know, Artemis is the maiden goddess. She's a huntress, and she has, let's call it, she is multifaceted, right? Aren't they all? Let me do this. Let me say first that this is a general reading, and it can't and won't resonate with everyone. So if this resonates with you, beautiful. Please pick up the messages that are yours. And if they do not feel like yours, you just leave them right here. Pick a different pile, pick a different reading. There are many to choose from. So if this doesn't fit you today, that is A-okay. So Artemis, right? Artemis is, she was very clever and very competitive, right? And so there is, you know, we've got the Aries symbol here, springtime, right? And so Artemis is all about the way that cleverness can get in your way, the way that impulse can get in your way. Now, this really relates to the reading in pile number 1 right off the bat. So as we're coming into spring, please make sure that if you're interested, wow, you can grab that as well. Okay, so we're going to have another wandy reading here. Oh boy, that's some wild business. Okay, we see you. All right, we're just going to pull them all. How about that? So you have the Six of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Cups in that top row. So, so let's talk about what you've been moving through. This might be, I'm going to start here. This might be some business things that have been on your mind, or that you've been trying to move through, get through, choose in terms of the way that you want to structure your life. And it might have felt like some really big wins were coming in, but they might not feel as winning as you'd like them to, okay? They might feel like half a victory, part of a victory, not quite all the way a victory. You might have begun something that now feels like you don't really want to keep going there. And so the fact of the matter is, are you ready to maintain your commitment, or are you going to shift and change something? You have yet more fire in that second row, Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Lovers. This is about choices, right? Those passionate choices, right? And that doesn't have to be a choice about a relationship. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. And so if that is a choice about a relationship, this might be something that you dived into and now you don't love it, and you're trying to figure out how to backpedal out of it. That's possible. That is a possible interpretation here. The other thing is that it's a decision, like a business decision, that you started a business, or you decided you were going to create like a side hustle, and maybe you have collaborators, maybe you have a business partner, and I'm going to say you have a choice right now whether or not you're going to stick to it, or whether you're going to get out of it. Again, check out reading number 1, because that was a really clear message there as well. And so in that reading, we didn't get a very clear answer as to what we were going to do. But here I definitely feel like you're being asked to hold on, right? That I don't think you're at the position just yet of the bottom, rock bottom. If you are, if this pertains to you right now, then your advice is to shift, to change, right? You can juggle something new. But if that's not you, then I believe what your message is that just hold on, that you can do both. I am going to grab some clarifiers on the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and Judgment. Yep, that's what I want. The Eight of Cups. You get the King of Swords. Okay, so in theory, what's been going on is a great idea, right? It's beautiful in theory, perhaps not so much in practice. In fact, What's happening is that you're withdrawing from this thing that was so wonderful and lovely for you. And boy, you feel like this is a struggle. Every day it's a struggle to get up and keep doing what it is that you're doing. You just don't want to do it, right? You've lost your spark, you've lost your verve for it. And perhaps the key is that you said yes when you didn't really think about the true yes, right? You didn't think about it. But boy, it felt great to be included. It felt great to be part of something bigger. But now you're just kind of like, I don't love this thing anymore. I don't love this endeavor. This definitely feels like an endeavor to me, more so than a relationship. Yeah, definitely does. I want to get some messaging here. And what I want messaging on, I want messaging on that Ten of Swords. I want messaging on the choice in the Lovers. And I want messaging on this Two of Pentacles. All right, so, so whatever is going on, the situation doesn't want to let you go, right? The situation is asking you to stay where you are. Which is fine, right? It's great to be wanted. It's great to be appreciated. But the bottom line is, yeah, I think there's a big promise attached to this endeavor, to this situation, to this circumstance. There's something that has like a dual-edged, this might be a relationship, pile number 2. This might be something that is asking you to just give it a chance, to just keep going, right? And the fact of the matter is you're pretty tired and you feel like this is an intellectual exercise and that the choice that you made is overdone, right? You might not be very interested in it anymore, and that's okay. I want to grab a couple more cards for the Sun and just kind of see what the potential outcome here might be if you just let it play out, right, without veering away. And the fact of the matter is, like, whatever it is, it's pretty painful for you, right? You are really being invited, romanced almost, to stay where you are. And the question is, how is that going to benefit you, right? You know what the idea is. You know what it feels like. You don't know what to do, right? This might be a partner, like a wrong place, wrong time, or right person, wrong time, kind of energy. And I mean, that's a real thing. Those are real things, right? And that amazing feeling of wanting to be where you are, but knowing it's not the right thing, that's a real challenge. Anyway, I'm drawing a couple cards on the Sun here to see, again, what the outcome is if you basically do nothing. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords. Another, I'm so confused. How can I possibly choose? And then the Eight of Wands. Right, so whatever's going to happen, it's going to deteriorate and spiral really, really quickly into something that might feel out of your control, right? So you have the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands here. Yeah, this is a lesson, right? I feel like there's a bunch of karma attached to this cycle for you. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is the essence of this for you, right? The essence of this for you is right person, wrong time. And the question becomes, what do you want? What do you want, right? Are you going to just maintain your energy here at the expense of perhaps something bigger, something brighter, the lessons, right? Are you going to allow yourself to be tethered, right, by this idea of something beautiful and perfect, even though the reality says that is not what this is, and you know it, you feel it right, in your bones that this is not the right thing. And this Four of Cups, what do you want, right? You're stuck in this, I want this, but I want it different. It has to be different for me to have it long term. It can't work like that, right? You either look at this as your pivot point and say, yes, I'm all in, or you are all out. There's no middle of the road there, right? If somebody has to do work before they're ready for you, or if you have to do work before you're ready for someone else, or if you have to dumb yourself down and whittle parts of you away and shroud parts of your light in order to maintain a relationship with someone, you're not doing yourself a service. Even though you want it, even though you want it, even though you want it, right? It's not going to work. So for you, pile number 2, boy, this turned into a relationship reading really, really fast, right? Sometimes love just comes through. I know you're very confused. I see it. I know you're trying to make it work. I know you're trying to make, I'm going to use the kind word justification instead of the harder word excuses for this person, for this situation, for this whatever it is. But the bottom line is that you have to make a choice. You have to make the choice. You can't wait for them to make a choice. I am going to grab just one card on if you make the choice, whatever choice it may be, how does that change the outcome for you, right? Instead of confusion and spiraling, what happens instead? Oh, look at that, 9 of Cups. Well, I believe that that's all the motivation anyone would need. The 9 of Cups being I am fully responsible for my own emotional state, right? The 8 of Cups moving into the 9 of Cups here. That's beautiful. Choosing what you want and moving on it. Right, here's the deal. So let's talk about this. We get these 2 9s. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. And the fact of the matter is, this is the indicator that says, you hurt me, that's okay, because I learned something, right? I learned how to be more deeply responsible for my own emotional state. I learned how to find my own answers even when I felt confused. I learned how to witness how to move forward even when I want to stay where I am, right? So there's a lesson. The bigger lesson here is the key. You can keep spiraling, but you're only going to keep spiraling. You're not going to progress until you make the choice and claim responsibility for your own emotional state, right? So this relationship, this person, this circumstance, this situation is not your problem. You are your answer, right? Those are the differences. You're your solution. Pile 2. Good luck. Hit like, hit subscribe. Come back. Let me know how this goes. And I wish you luck. This is going to be a revelation for you, a process. So take it easy and be kind to yourself, right? Be kind to yourself, not self-blaming. Just understand that the process is the process, and you get there when you get there, and you claim it when you claim it. Okay? Take care. Be blessed. Hey, pile 3. Welcome. So those of you who chose this pile with the sodalite, let's see what you got, right? That almost hides right there, doesn't it? I kind of like it. You got the full moon in air, right? The flower. So this is about solutions. I love that. So let's talk about that, right? Moon opposing the sun is a full moon, right? And so the full moon is about really witnessing what's happening, what's all around you, the things that you might not have been seeing, which is why this comes in as a solution. So that's quite beautiful, honestly. So this is for you, about presenting yourself with some solutions or having some solutions presented to you. And the best part is when we're talking about air energy, we're talking about potential, right? All the time. The thing that I do want to add right here is that this is a general reading, and so it can't and won't resonate for everyone. if this reading resonates for you, then beautiful. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Choose a different pile if that works. Choose a different reading. There are tons and tons on this channel, so grab a different message if this one doesn't work for you. Yeah, and so we're just looking for relevant messages for those of you who chose pile number 3. So you start with the Ace of Cups. Absolutely lovely and beautiful. I love it. What a beautiful beginning. 5 of Swords. Okay, so let's get our next 2 before we start talking about what we think this might be. Page of Pentacles. Da, da, da. And, oh, 2 of Cups. Okay, so interesting. We had a work-related situation turn into a love reading in pile number 2. Let's just make assumptions here. That's what we're here to do, right? So I believe that you have some, let's call it opportunities, right? And they might feel a little bit conflicting or conflicted. They might feel like they're out of alignment with what you need, what your heart, what your heart needs. What you got going on here, pile number 3? So somehow, pile number 3, y'all are unhappy. You feel like you're missing out on something. You feel like somebody moved on, right? And you don't like it, right? You might be stuck in what feels like a cold place. You might be trying to find your, let's call it your fire, right? Like I definitely get the feeling like this is, I'm stuck and now I've lost this thing, this only thing that was making me happy. And right, my joy is gone, and now all I have left is this little square that I dwell in, right? Like I'm not in charge of my own domain anymore. I'm not in charge of my goodness, really? 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Well, whatever it is, this level of unhappiness is really pervasive for you. And man, this is heartbreak. This is heartbreak, pile number 3. I am sorry. But here's what I want you to know. It's coming, right? The answer, the solution is coming. The shift, the change is coming. The potential, the next thing. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful place for a 4 of Swords, right? Okay, so let's talk through this here. First of all, ouch. I am sorry. There's so much sad here. There's so much, where's my fire? Like my hearth is empty. I am literally freezing. I'm freezing in my own environment, right? Like I have been left and I have no source of warmth. Well, guess what? You do, actually. You do. You just aren't looking at it. And let's talk about why that could be. Whatever happened here, you have the 2 of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups. You even have the Knight of Wands sitting here. So something that was super hot, spicy, and juicy in your life has shifted, has changed, has moved forward into a way that feels it feels like if only I could get this back. I simply don't know what to do with myself now, right? I'm empty. I'm forlorn. I'm sad. I feel like all I do is bump around in my own environment. I don't feel like I have a spark or spice of life anymore. I have no purpose because this thing happened. Okay, you have the 4 of Swords here. Remember I said this feels like heartbreak. So the Three of Swords is the card of heartbreak, sadness, loss, right? The next card, obviously, is the Four of Swords. And here's the deal. This Four of Swords says, let's take this heartbreak, these swords that have pierced your heart and soul, and let's stop and let's be quiet and let's allow ourselves to find a solution, right? What happens is when we stop, when we choose to restore ourselves at this level of this four, right? This is how we find our stability again, right? This is how we get back to our self energy again, right? And so the way that we do this is to witness potential. And when we have heartbreak, heartache, sadness, what happens is that we feel like one line of potential is completely cut off from us, which is true, right? When we have endings in our lives, what happens is we mourn the potential of what we were witnessing, right? That potential. And so if you have a full moon in air over here, this is really talking about where your potential has shifted. Yes, there are avenues that have closed off to you. However, there are also avenues that are open, right? You have this Ace of Cups here. You have this Two of Cups. This doesn't mean you're never going to have the opportunity to be emotionally fulfilled again. In fact, the universe has queued it up for you. It's waiting for you. This next phase is waiting. You will simply be putting your time in healing yourself, learning, gathering more information about yourself and your patterns for the next time. And I know you just said, Eileen, stop. There's never going to be a next time. I know. I heard you think it. I might have heard you say it out loud. That's okay. I want clarification on the Ace of Cups. I want clarification on the Lovers and the Four of Swords. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so let's grab these here. Hanged Man, right? Wait, just wait. Be patient. Don't make your decision now. Don't make your decision now. Don't make your decisions now. Don't say never. You'll be sorry. Yeah, this was definitely something you really put a lot of energy into. Something that you really, really worked hard at. And I'm sorry, pile 3. I bet this was a really rough loss. And I bet it resonates deeply into your core, right? It's got your get up and go, all got up and went. And I totally understand that happens sometimes. What I want to say is it takes you as long to get over as it takes you to get over, right? But understand you have the power and it will happen. Okay. Four of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is a conversation you get to have with yourself about, yeah, look, you got all these fives, and fives are choosing to put your focus somewhere else, right? It's distraction, it's I'm feeling some kind of way, right? My ideas are messed up, my heart is messed up, my presence is messed up. Part of the way that you get to heal from this is to witness new ideas. So not closing yourself off during this healing process is important. It's important for you to get insight, to get input from other people, to not hermit yourself away from the world, right? The messages that you need to actually start your healing journey or to complete it, honestly, if that's where you are going to be found out in the world, right? Where your cup is being filled and you are filling other people's cups. So don't lock yourself away. Don't say, that's it, I'm just going to stay in the house. Well, okay, but that's going to make life interesting. Yeah, I know you just want space. I know you do. I can't help you with that. You have to help you with that. But your answer is not, I just want space. Your answer is, what you need is to work through your healing. You need to be filling someone else's cup, whether that's a friend or a neighbor or somebody less fortunate than you, or your children, or anybody, or your dog. I don't care. The bird that lives in your tree outside, whatever that means, pour into something else and you will get something back from the universe, not as an expectation, but as the natural, this is how the universe works kind of way, right? The next message I want is this Page of Pentacles. Where is this coming from, right? What is this earth energy that's showing up in your field? Okay, seek professional advice. Well, we just talked about that. If you're stuck, find somebody to help you, right? You can't heal in isolation. It doesn't work. You can heal, you have to do your own work, but you can't just shut yourself away and say, that's it, I'm tapping out, y'all, I'm done here. That's not how it works. 5 of Cups is the next one. Oh yeah, words do hurt, they do. That's no lie. Pile number 3, find a facilitator. If you're a talk therapy person, great. If you're an EMDR person, great. If you're a somatic person, great. Whatever you need, please find your assistance. You need somebody to be this no nonsense for you, because I feel like you tend to kind of shrink away. You need somebody to shine the big light and remind you of where your potential lies, right? You need to be reminded that you're the boss. And that's okay. We all need to be reminded that we're the boss sometimes. What I'd like to do now is I want to grab a card for you know what? I don't. Okay, thank you. I got it. No, this feels complete to me. Your advice here is that what you're dealing with might feel bigger than you, because it is bigger than you. And your advice is to find a facilitator, find some assistance. Nope. Okay, that's it. So we're going to get one card for how this plays out as you gain some insight, some perspective, some facilitation, and some new input, right? So let's find that next, right? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, see, that's beautiful. Whether you're kinging up or queening up doesn't really matter. What you need is somebody to give you very practical steps, right? And you just might not have those steps in your arsenal, in your tool bag. That's okay. Somebody does, and they're going to help you. So please, 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 pile number 3, find your facilitator. Find someone to work with you, or just to talk with you, right? There's plenty of people available who both can and do hold this kind of space. Yeah, your potential is vast. Your potential is unlimited. So allow someone to pull you forward, to open the doors, or at least show you the doors that you can open for yourself, right? Yeah, listen, take care. Be blessed. This is a big deal, so please hit like, hit subscribe, and make sure you come back and let me know how this goes for you. Pile number 3, because I am sending love, right? Be blessed. Take care, and thanks for listening.